Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back, everybody. She is someone that can help you heal from many different things. And some of those things you might not even be aware of, but you might be feeling stuck or just out of sorts or feel that there should be more in life coming your way. Maybe you feel that you deserve more. You feel that something's missing. You haven't hit your purpose. I love the fact that not only does she help with energy healing, but she's got a medical background as an RN. She's our professional of the year. Danielle Marie White joins us once again. How you doing today?
Wonderful. How are you doing?
Really good, really good. And I'm curious to see who we have coming to the party. Who did you welcome in?
This is Todd Kurth.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Todd. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So you connected with Danielle, obviously for a reason, to get maybe some insight, maybe clarity to heal. Tell us why you met with her.
At first, I didn't know that I needed to meet with her, but I kept getting messages to meet Danielle and Daniel. And repeatedly, I kept searching, but I couldn't really I couldn't find her. But it was through a close friend that we were able to meet, and we were actually part of the same organization. So I didn't have to drive anywhere, basically.
So am I detecting that you hear things, you get messages, you get insight, maybe your intuition, and you were being told you need to connect with a Daniel.
Yes.
So then you were searching out a Daniel, but then it turned out to be our Danielle right here.
Yes. Just a few years ago, my abilities were activated. So it was through self-love and learning how to set boundaries as an empath that things started to change. My third eye was activated, which could be actually tested scientifically. They know which vibration and megahertz are required to activate each individual chakra. And through aura analysis and vibration analysis, they could tell that your third eye is open, your crown is functioning, which chakras you need help with. And that got me on the healing journey of being able to ground myself better and connect with the divine for my own healing, and then also to help others heal. But we're all here to learn from each other. And I was instructed to go learn from Daniel, and this has brought me to her, to learn her ways and to see which resonates for me so I could use and then pass that on to the next people.
I have a quick flash of like Cobra Kai. See, Danielson. No, it's Danielle. But I relate and understand what you're saying, Todd, because once I figured out the self-love thing that you really, and I've taken assessment tests and empath comes up number 2 for me, communication number 1. I started putting up some boundaries, still need to, but I feel that I connected with something from, and it's still a work in progress, but like you said, activation, it's amazing how things change once you connect with yourself and really, and we all believe, and you can talk to any therapist, that we have this feeling of, I'm not good enough. And nobody really wants to, I love myself. Nobody walks around. Hardly anybody can say that because for fear of guilt, judgment, and all of that. But once you're there, it's a whole new world, right?
Yes. Well, we are our strongest critics. And sometimes that ego is so strong, it just puts us into feeling we're not ever good enough.
Yep.
What we truly are. We are magical, wonderful beings. And I love that.
It's amazing once you start tapping into those things within you. So let's look at the other side, Danielle. When you first saw Todd, you connected with him. What did you find? What did you detect from him?
Well, we ended up sitting across from each other at a gathering. And it was an instant connection. We ended up talking the whole time.
Yeah.
And it just was like meeting somebody on the same wavelength. So you can just continually talk back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But I could sense in his body different areas that needed work. But you don't just go up to somebody and say, hey, I think you need this or that. You got to let the person come to you.
Wow. Just sitting across from him, you were picking up on that?
Mm-hmm.
We were
Amazing.
about close actually when we were talking. And
I can tap into anyone's energy field with just the focus of their energy. That's what allows me to do what I do at great distances across the world.
Wow. I learned something new from you every time we get together. Uh, I mean, I think that's amazing. You first connect with him, and yeah, you have that rapport. So your energy levels are about the same, and it's just all good. But you're already feeling things from him that
Mm-hmm.
you can help him with.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share what some of those things were?
I could feel a lot of emotional weight and pain around his heart space, and a whole lot in the lower groin and abdomen, which those areas, the heart relates to love, relates massively to self-love,
Mm,
receiving love and giving love. The root, which is the groin area, responds, correlates strongly with safety and security things. The abdomen, the womb area, which we all have a spiritual womb, even masculines. That's where we store all our emotions that we don't want to feel, that we ignore.
mm, mm. That's, I guess that's what I call the emotional baggage. The
Yeah,
backpack. I call it a backpack. Now you call it a womb. All good, but it's that stuff
yeah,
you throw back there, and I don't want to deal with that. I'll just carry that around.
yeah.
But after a while, it gets heavy.
Yes. And the liver area is where we store grief and anger.
Hmm. Is it reasonable to think that if somebody is having some issues with their liver, it could be because of that?
Yes.
Wow. So interesting. All of this. Uh, so, Todd, you had a session with Danielle. What was your feeling after the session?
it was freedom of like off my back. I wasn't carrying a heavy load anymore. My chest felt lighter. Um, it was good to have like some burdens lifted, ones that I wasn't supposed to carry. Um, definitely I received ones from people that I just met. Being an empath, it's easy to pick up things that aren't yours, and we carry them as our own burdens when we're not supposed to.
Mm,
I just had ones that I didn't even realize I was carrying. And when you don't realize it, you don't know that you need to fix that area. We need outside perspectives, and that's where we help each other heal, especially with generational wounds. We're not going to know because of amnesia when we come into these bodies what wounds that we are carrying from our ancestors. It's very difficult to find that out.
it's kind of
And
scary and unnerving knowing that your ancestry. You're working on stuff that they didn't take care of, back in the day.
yeah, and those same wounds affect how we communicate as adults, not just from the traumas of childhood, but traumas that we carry on in our
Yep.
relationships and business relationships, romantic relationships, and that can really change the trajectory of your life, not only of the people of the past, but also your children's children. And once that's healed, you heal generations back and forward because they don't ever have to have that burden again, since time does not exist outside this 3D world. We can heal back in time and forward in time. just by healing those wounds.
It's pretty amazing. I had a timeline regression, I think it was called, a few years ago. And that's what I understood. Like going back, and it was identify five negative emotions. First time you felt sadness, first time, you felt depression, whatever it might be, as a kid. But to your point, as I understand it, once you eradicate it there at the beginning, everything along the timeline goes away. Doesn't mean you're not going to feel sadness and depression, but all the other stuff that was hanging out there is off the timeline. How did you, Todd, understand that you needed to make changes in your life? You said before, self-love and some of those things that you had awareness of. Where did that begin?
That began when I started to trust my intuition.
Hmm.
And as soon as you start trusting it, the universe gives you more answers. If you suppress it, it will know that when you don't like honor what you have, it won't give you any more. So no answer is kind of like they know that you're not ready. But I honored my intuition. I started to pay attention to what the universe was guiding me towards. And as soon as I started doing that, it was a snowball effect, really. And then things just started to blossom and open, and I followed those directions, like who to have leave my life. I broke up with a girlfriend. Then I tried to get back with her because I felt like I did love her, but they told me not to.
Hmm.
They told me she was just there for a season, not a lifetime. It was a life lesson.
Yep.
And as soon as I honored that and let her go, and I actually said thank you for being in my life, and I was thankful that she left. I said it repeatedly, and then you almost have to say it constantly until it clicks. When it clicked, something else changed. Like I was actually appreciative that we had a disagreement and she walked out. I wasn't going to try to fight for her to come back anymore. And I was thankful for that because I learned she
Hmm.
didn't want to be there. And I wasn't supposed to fight for the relationship,
It's
which is,
profound. It almost
yeah,
sounds like the puzzle of life, and you move this puzzle piece. Now this one moved in, and maybe somebody else will be coming your way and moved. It's. I think I shared this with Danielle before, but to your point, season or reason, it was 3 years ago. I was dating somebody. She was younger than me. It was kind of fun, crazy, whatever. And we would help each other in different ways. And then I needed radiation for skin cancer. And I walk in one day and she's like, "Oh my God, look at you. I got to help you. Let me," and she put dressings on and everything. And then I didn't think of it then, but shortly thereafter, I had that epiphany, maybe my intuition. That's the reason she was in my life. Why? She was a nurse. She helped me through that journey. And the relationship ended maybe 2 months after that, kind of was, on its way out. And that was fine. That was perfectly fine. But then I realized, to your point that, oh, that's why she was there. And I helped her, move along in her journey as well. So it's tough when you're in it to really realize it, because yeah, we love being comfortable. We don't like change. We're just wired that way as humans. And you don't want to, change it up here. But sometimes you need to because it doesn't really support you. And when you had that intuition moment, I guess that's what it said to you. Yeah, we're good here. Yeah, it ran its course. It's time to move forward.
yeah, yeah. And
Hmm.
it's a blessing when you realize that people are only supposed to be there for a short period of time
Yeah.
and you let it go and you're so at peace with it that the universe will replace it with the next person is even better.
Yep. Yeah. But it's hard to realize that because it's like, no, well, then I'm going to be alone. And I'm like, well, all right, maybe you will be a little while, but things change. What is now that you've tuned into your intuition, how do you describe it? Like what kind of feeling do you get?
Oh, knowing that somebody's always there guiding me in the right direction is the best sensation of at peace with the universe. It's like you don't have to ever question yourself Am I doing this right, or am I going the wrong way? Should I be fearful about the direction I'm heading? When you fully give in to the belief that they're guiding you for your highest and greatest good, it's magical.
Mm.
Watching things unfold is you realize the journey is what it is all about. It's not the destination, how you got there, or wishing you knew all of the answers. It's letting it unfold in divine timing and just letting being at peace with that is just it's beautiful. I love it.
Do you find it's a lighter feeling when you're getting a message from your intuition saying this is the right choice? What's that feel like?
It's very peaceful.
Mm.
It's very peaceful because your first instinct is always the right one. You never want to second guess yourself because that's self-doubt and that's a limiting belief. And you can never make a wrong answer. So just go with the first and put all of your intentions forward into it, and it's going to turn out great. And if it doesn't, it was a lesson in there that you needed to learn. So no matter what, it's a blessing.
Yes.
Mm. Do you ever when you get that message, and maybe previously where you ignored it, did your logic come in and say, it can't be that easy? No, you got to work harder at that. Take choice B or path B because that's the one. Because the first that's too easy. It's too easy. Have you thought that before?
Yeah, I had a big life lesson about this too, and it was actually seeing the best in people when you could look into their souls. I know you can, and you see the best out of someone, and they're just not there yet, and they make incorrect decisions, leading you down a wrong path.
Mm,
You got to be able to realize that and stop yourself because they got their own journey
yep.
and not to interfere.
Mm.
Was that kind of what you were
Yeah,
talking about?
and it even actually goes back to what you said before, Todd, about putting up your boundaries
Yeah, you
and
got to put
and
those up.
and not
Yeah.
taking on whatever other people are dealing with. Yeah, help and support them, but it comes to a point where I can't do anymore. You're on your own journey. I'm on my own. Danielle, what are your thoughts about what we're talking about intuition here?
100% agreed.
Mm,
It's peaceful. It's calm. If I don't feel calm, centered, and at peace, I know that it's me versus me relying on the divine.
mm.
It's
And
the internal
usually,
compass, right?
yes, it's the internal compass. And usually, if it's feeling a little shaken, there's something there. And usually, it's tied to something that makes either new, unknown, or a little fearful, are usually my things. And then it takes me into trust and faith
Oh
Mm.
yeah.
and having to walk through. That's what I call the fire. Having to walk through that in order to let it purify me.
That's a tough one.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah, it's I got the visual. There's a fire in front of you, and guys, just walk through it. You're gonna be good. Just walk through it. And you're like, no, I'm not gonna get burned. I'm not gonna go through there. But if you trust your intuition, really trust it and have faith, you walk through the fire. Might be getting a little hot there for a second, but on the other side of it, there's something wonderful waiting.
Yeah, exactly. Just like a new job or a class you're taking. It's unknown at first, and you can have either excitement or nervousness. They both feel like the same emotion. So it's having to distinguish which one it is for you, or is it both? And working through that.
Both isn't, or one isn't necessarily bad, right?
No,
No,
no.
no, it's not. Yeah.
If you think about it, it's all growth. The more you do something, it becomes easy, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Fear is a limiting mindset.
Mhm.
It keeps you stuck from
Yes.
expanding and growing and going on the journey. So you got to take those nervousness emotions and use those as your fuel, yeah, to propel you into the unknown, into something better.
Yeah. Like Indiana Jones, trusting in faith that bridge is going to pop up and he jumps off that cliff before it pops up.
Mm-hmm. How do you conquer or minimize the fear? Because we all know, we identified it. It holds us back. Is it just the journey where you have more faith and then you don't worry about it so much anymore?
No.
It's baby steps.
It's baby steps and it's growing. And in my experience through my own healing journey, I had to face a lot. And I have my own practitioners that I had to work with and work through and grow. And removing a lot of stagnant energies that are causing those things to rear up. For me, I have a lot of PTSD in my life. And I lived with it for so long, I didn't know I had it. And having situational issues come up is when it would flare. But I didn't know for years that was affecting my life.
I think that's the key right there. We don't realize that we're just rinse and repeat doing the same, but it's not the good stuff we're repeating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how you know
Hmm.
there's something there.
I can say, and I wonder if you both would agree, once you go through challenges in life and you take inventory, I pulled that one off. Oh, I did that one too. What, wow. People had said to me, how are you getting by? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just moving forward. Literally, that's verbatim. You start to realize that, oh, and it's not that hard. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. And I guess it's that universal faith that you have in yourself or universe or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's that faith that you're willing to go and not limit yourself. It's
So
scary.
Danielle, what's next for Todd? What are you feeling?
Well, that's really his journey, but I completely see what is already resonating for him to continue his healing and to remove those beliefs that are blocking him.
Like
And
I
on
I'm
the healing.
feeling like this amazing energy coming from him. Like I'm
Yeah.
happy for him, Todd. Like you, even if I didn't know any of this stuff and haven't experienced some of it, I would still feel the same way that it's like your plane was in the hangar, maybe on the runway. Now your plane is taken off, in terms of the journey and realizing where you need to go and how you're going to get there, by having faith in a lot of things that we talked about. You feel it, that
Yeah.
kind of vibe.
Big time. Big
Mm.
time. Because it's been an incredible journey. And I mean, literally, Carl Jung always said that our journey starts at 40. And I pretty much agree. Once we start to clear out the scars of our past and begin this healing journey,
Yep.
and then reconnect with the people we're supposed to, our soul tribe, the ones that have our highest and greatest good in their own hearts. Like, want everybody to succeed.
Sure.
You got to lose the past to embrace the future and
Isn't
not
it
worry about how it's going to come.
Isn't it
You just,
amazing though when you start seeing it, and even the people that have been in your life, whether it was for a long time or a short time, their role in your life comes clearer.
Yes.
yeah,
And I don't mean this in a negative way, but then you start weeding them out. Like, that's not what I thought they were. They're good people and everything, but I thought they were different. It's like no, and that's good for them, but it doesn't fit for me now in this journey. Maybe a friend said to me years ago in a situation, those people don't serve you anymore. And it sounded dirty to me. I'm like, I don't want to think that, but it's the case. They just don't align with you now because you're in a different place.
Right.
And it's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
It's okay.
we all grow at different speeds.
Right. Right.
Some people need to relearn lessons too.
For sure.
We shouldn't stay back and hold our lives up for somebody else.
Yep.
We have our own journey just like they do.
Yeah. I knew today was going to be insightful. I never thought that we would focus on intuition, which I think is really cool. Because people don't talk enough about it, and it is each one of our superpowers. It's there for a reason. It's the reason why we're still here. In cave people time, it was their intuition that saved them from the pterodactyl swooping down and every other situation along the way. Thanks for that today, both of you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Super cool insight. Danielle, if this resonates with anybody, whether they're hearing it or seeing it and really want to tap into a better life with your guidance, how do they find you?
HelloFutureHealing.com, and you can schedule appointments directly, or you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation.
Awesome. Great talk today, Danielle, Todd. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
day.
You too. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.